Con, I know this is kind of always a strange game. Last game before the All-Star break, you guys were missing a pair of starters. What did you think about collectively how you guys kind of came together in this one? You had guys taking on bigger roles to find a way to win at the end and make two defensive plays that you needed to head into the All-Star break with a win.
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job. Something that I talk about, and it goes back to my time at Duke, Shire talked about a ton, was inflection points. So it's where runs mean a little bit more at the end of quarters, at the start of quarters, start of games. So I thought we did a really good job in those periods of the game. I thought we finished well defensively, and I thought we started really, really well offensively to start the game. And so I think those kind of carried us and, helped us weather the storms of their runs.
Kon, any doubt you're going to make those 2 free throws at the end?
No. Felt good about those two.
At the beginning, you really got off to a hot start, and then it looked like you were trying to make – did they change their coverage, or did you just – what happened after that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got a couple good looks, a couple tougher ones. And so I thought they did a good job of trying to take the 3 away. I thought today some of my intermediate reads weren't very great, and some of my mid-range shots didn't fall. I think when those fall, I think it helps open up the game for me a little bit. So just didn't shoot it great in those areas tonight, and some of my rim decisions were a little funky. But yeah, I thought they did a good job defending me through the last 3 quarters.
Charles just walked in here and talked about the defensive tenacity from this team. I'm curious to hear, you don't seem to bite on a lot of feints or head fakes or stuff from defenders or offensive players. What's your kind of defensive mindset when you're guarding someone one-on-one?
Just staying between them and the rim. As for like fakes, I'm never going for a block. I'm not a shot blocker. So I mean, unless the guy's already going up, and I can get him from the side or from behind, I'll always try and contest, and maybe I can get a piece. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's not really, the risk reward isn't really there for me on some of those shot fakes inside to jump. But yeah, I think I just really try to stay in front of them and stay in between them and the rim, and make every shot they shoot as tough as I can.
No Musa tonight, but you guys still won the offensive rebounding battle, I think by 7 or 8. What does that say about just the overall mindset of this team on the offensive glass and the ability for you guys to, pick up the slack that somebody is leaving if they're not in the lineup?
Yeah, I thought Kalk did a really good job early on the glass, just getting a hand on a couple of offensive rebounds coming off the rim. Grant did a really good job, and some of it, some of us were able to clean up. Them getting a hand on the ball, and so I thought those 2 guys particularly, really, stepped into that and embraced that tonight.
Kon, Charles just mentioned all that the team has built over the last few weeks now headed into the break. You've got a pretty heavy schedule going into All-Star Weekend, but have you figured out a balance in terms of enjoying that moment, but also a reset for the second half?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to be out there. I'm looking forward to coming back here and getting a little rest time. It's been it's way over half now, but it's been a long portion of the season so far. So I'm looking forward to just getting a little rest and recovery, and I'll be ready to go for the last 27 and more.
Kon, one more on the just overall team. Y'all have won 10 of 11 now. I just wonder what your thesis would be on why that's happened, why you guys have turned the corner.
Yeah, I really think just defensively, our attention to detail and our competitiveness on that end. We're a pretty good offensive team, but I think also on the offensive end, trusting the pass, early pass aheads in transition that have really made our offense pretty efficient. But I think the biggest reason is just our change of mindset a little bit on the defensive end.
Kon, Charles was talking about you guys have built an identity. Does it feel like that at this point in the season, and what does that kind of need to look like when you guys come back?
Yeah, I mean, I think we come into every game as the Hunters. I think that's kind of flipped from the beginning of the season. We were building good habits, but now we come in expecting to win games. And I think that's what you need to be successful in this league, because it's really hard to win. And so the appreciation of how hard it is something that, I think we have a good grasp on right now and what it takes. So we'll just keep building on that. We still got a long ways to go.
With that said, do you feel the conviction, the buy-in to that being the hunters as opposed to the hunted as you guys head into this All-Star break?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I come in, that's how I feel. That's what I feel from the other guys too. Like, we're coming in here to win the game and compete at the highest level and be physical. And I think that's what we're going to continue to do and build on.
Late in the third quarter, you come off a screen, you shoot a three. You're the first player to get to the rebound. Looked like you were going to have like a tip drill dunk at the end of it. As a shooter, do you know just off the shot immediately if it's going in or not?
No, not all the time. I knew that one was long, so I knew I had a chance. It came out a little flat, and just good bounce. I was lucky to get hands on and get fouled there.
On that note, on the broadcast, Del Curry talks about how your shot is like pretty soft and comes off the rim in a way that is like easy for your team to rebound. Do you feel that? Is that something that you've like worked on in the past, or is that just like something only a shooter can really explain, I guess?
I think, yeah. I mean, there's sometimes when it's a little flatter than I'd like it to be. So when it's a little flatter, it's a little stronger. But I think when I'm shooting it really well, it's got a good amount of, I don't like a ton of arc, but it's got the right amount of arc, and so I think it does come off a little softer. I don't really like to think about what my shot coming off the rim is like, but rather make it. But yeah, I think it is generally not a super strong shot. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you.